These are awesome. Hello there YouTube. Today we're making fries. And no, I don't have a deep fryer and a bunch of peanut oil. I have an oven and a little bit of peanut oil. Got 2 taters here. I washed them and scrubbed them. We're going to go ahead and chop them up into a fry-like configuration. Okay, there we go. Looks like a pretty decent pile of fries. They will shrink a little bit obviously when they cook. So the next step is to boil these bad boys in water. We've got a pot going on here. And we are going to boil these for 7 minutes. I need to add some salt. A decent bit of it, because the water that we're boiling the potatoes in will impart some, some good salty flavor in fries. What are fries without salt, right? So I'm going to wait for that to come up to a good boil, and then we'll throw the potatoes in. Okay, we are boiling, and it is at this point that we're going to go ahead and get the oven preheated to 450 degrees. And don't worry, I'm not going to be eating exclusively fries for dinner. I'm going to be doing chicken breast on my cast iron skillet, which is back here. It's got a timer going, 7 minutes, and get our oven to 450. You want to gently stir these, because as they begin to heat up they're going to get really fragile, and you don't want a whole bunch of broken fries. I mean, I guess they're just smaller fries at that point, but you get the idea. And by the way, 4 months after sanding and reseasoning this thing, it's still absolutely gorgeous. Super happy with it. And we're going to be using it tonight. Alright, I will come back when I'm transferring the fries to a Pyrex bake dish and then sending them in the oven. Alright, so I just poured the water off into the sink. It's important to have cold tap water running while you're pouring boiling water down there, because if you've got PVC pipe, it's not really good for you to run boiling hot water on that pipe. It doesn't like it. It could warp and distort and mess up your seals, and you get a leak. You don't want that. So we need to kind of shake these into a single layer without breaking them into smaller pieces than we already got. Looks pretty good. And we're going to drizzle peanut oil all over. Alright, our oven's up to temp, right on time. Take your time with this. Try and get them as well coated as possible, and we'll go ahead and shake them up and stir them up a little bit, just to make sure that they're as thoroughly coated as we can get. And shaking them down like this also helps to ensure that they're in a single layer, because you don't want them all stacked on top of each other. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to bake these for 30 minutes. 20 minutes. And then flip them over and bake another 10. Alright, they're done with their first 20-minute bake. Take them out and flip them. So far so good. At this point they're a little more durable, so you don't have to be as fragile about them. Actually, they're significantly more durable. Going really well. You don't have to worry about them breaking anymore. Just going to toss them. And we'll put them back in for another 10 minutes. That might be enough altogether, but in any case we'll just be monitoring it throughout that time, and when they look like they're done, then they're done. So once again, shake these to get them all into one layer, and then we'll pop them back in the oven. Just be careful, because you are dealing with 450-degree oil right now. You really do not want to spill that on yourself. Alrighty. Alrighty, that's a sizable chicken breast right there. Alright, I like seasoning my chicken with lemon pepper, pink Himalayan sea salt, rosemary, and paprika. Start with the salt. Rosemary. Kind of pat it on there, otherwise it's just going to fall off. There's some lemon pepper, a pretty decent amount of this, just to kind of give it a nice crust. And then finish with paprika. We're going to season this from about a foot high just so we get good uniform coverage. And we'll flip this over. So the cooking process with the chicken, just to summarize it real quick before we get started. We've obviously got the chicken breast already seasoned. We are going to preheat our cast iron skillet, the same one that we did all of our seasoning videos on. We're going to have some olive oil in here. We will heat it up on high until we start seeing smoke coming off. As soon as you see smoke, put the chicken breast on there and reduce the heat on the burner down to about half. And then cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then we're going to flip it and take it straight into the oven. Generally I do this at an oven temperature of 375, but since I'm doing fries, the oven's already going to be hot at 450. Generally it needs to be in the oven for about 12 to 13 minutes. We'll probably go with the lower end of that and stick to 11, 12 minutes and it should be okay. So here in Janesville, we've got a shop that specializes in a whole bunch of blended oils, olive oils. This is garlic infused olive oil. It smells incredible. A friend of mine got me a gift set of an assortment of these really small bottles, but I can get a few cooks out of each one. I got the oven light on, and fries are looking pretty good. I'll leave them in there a little bit longer yet. I didn't actually set a timer for this. I'm just going off of eyeballing it, but we're looking pretty good. I'll go a few minutes longer. And it's smoking, so we're good. You don't want it smoking horribly because we don't want to burn the oil. Hourglass here, just flip that, and we're going to reduce our heat down to about half. Look at that beautiful color. Alright, time to take the fries out. Put the chicken in. That worked out pretty well as far as timing goes, because the fries look perfect. It's time to throw the bird in. Set a timer, 13. Alright, so this is the last step for the fries. We need to get the oil out of there because we don't want them all soggy. We just got a paper towel that's going to absorb all the oil. We're going to dump the fries in there. Now that we've got the fries in here, we're going to shake them up a little bit just to try and get that oil off. Take our paper towel. And you can see by the paper towel, we got a pretty good bit of that oil out of there. Now it's time to season them. Because they have a light coating of oil still on them, the seasoning will stick. So we're going to just do simple salt, garlic powder, and Parmesan. And a little more Parmesan. Look at that, they are beautiful. Much better than my first batch, which I did last week. I overcooked them on this second stage. These are awesome. The chicken still has about 6 minutes left. We need to keep these warm, so I'm going to use my toaster oven and some aluminum foil just to keep them warm while the chicken's going. Alright, so here we are, time to take the bird out. And we're going to do what many cooks will argue is the most important part of cooking any protein, chicken, steak, pork, what have you, and that is to let it rest. We're going to do 4 minutes because that generally works out pretty well. What I used to do when I was an idiot was to take the thing straight out of the oven, steak or chicken, whatever it was, and immediately start cutting into it. And then I would be scratching my head as to why I had the driest piece of meat in the world. Yeah, it's because I did not let it rest. That's a very important part. It kind of allows that sear to cure and to trap the moisture in. So that is a pretty gorgeous looking piece of meat, if I do say so myself. And our lovely cast iron skillet. We will leave the chicken breast to rest. I've got the fries in the toaster oven staying warm. And when the timer is up, then dinner's ready. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.